Okay, now I'm gonna go over what I bring on my bike every day. It's gonna be a lot more than a lot of people. Again, I'm not worried about weight. If I was, I would be losing it off myself, which I am doing. But I like to be prepared, Scout's honor. And yeah, so we're gonna go over all the things that I bring and walk you through it. Okay, so first thing that I have in here is nutrition. Nutrition is good. Here's some solids. Here's some energy chews. And then I've got an assortment of different gels that I have been trying. I really like the gels for the amino acids in these. I really love this gel for the caffeine. I've had these before and I'm experimenting with the goos, which have been pretty awesome. I love these sort of Swiss waffles. They're fantastic. The goo versions, these, they're a little less crumbly than the honey stinger ones, but definitely love me some waffles. And then these blocks are super good, 2 times sodium to relieve cramping and really replace your salt as you sweat. So there's some nutrition along with those in the same compartment. I always have some Advil and Tylenol. These, you never know when you're gonna need these. These always can come in handy on a normal bike ride or on a bike trip. I always make sure I have extra if I'm going on a bike packing trip. I bring this water Hydro Pack. This fits 1 full water bottle worth of water, 17 ounces, and it collapses real small. I enjoy this for bike packing, but this has become an emergency water bladder for me on normal bike rides. And I have an attachment, it's in the car, that I can put a water filter in here, which in the mountains here in Utah has come in handy, not so much in the deserts in California. The next 2 items will be a power bank fully charged and this multi-charger cable. This I just got at a drone trade show. Super stoked with this. It's got Lightning, micro, USB-C, and another USB-C. You can use these 2 to power, and then these 2 are to your devices. This has saved me when didn't take this out yet, but when my bike computer decides to die in the middle of a ride when I don't charge it, this combo here is a lifesaver for me while I'm out on a ride. This mount is a GoPro mount. I usually put one of my lights in here, however I just put my light on the rack. So this will most likely go back to carrying a GoPro, which goes under my cycling computer while I'm riding. So everything's nice and compact, and this is a quick release, so if I want to record a video, pull it off, talk to the camera, put it back on, and I'm good to go. That's what that piece is. While we're on the filming kick, 2 extra GoPro batteries, 1 in the camera. These are essential. Again, you don't know when you're not going to charge things, and these have come in handy more than once. I bring a little lock. This is, I believe, a hip lock. I've inscribed my name and phone number into this lock. And this is just a small cafe lock that is a deterrent if I need to run into a store, into a restaurant, or anything while on a day ride. This is always good to have. Again, all bike locks are just deterrents. They are not, they don't mean you're... Got a multi-tool with a chain breaker. This is the one I keep in my Diverge. You can see I've got another multi-tool here. This is for my mountain bike, commuting bike. But I use this one because it's got the chain breaker. I use this for all of my bike packing trips, and this lives in my Diverge. I guess the next thing is gloves. As the seasons are changing right now, I've always got a pair of full finger gloves, not insulated yet. These are from Bummerland, my friend Molly's company. And then I've got my normal pair of Specialized padded half finger gloves. These are a pair of gloves that I definitely need to get a new pair of, maybe before the bike event this weekend. So I've always got an extra pair of gloves. You never know when you're gonna need fire. I've learned that from Boom Boom Bike Room. Their rides are always very fun and eclectic. And these are like the best business cards I've ever seen and fit their vibe and their style perfectly. So never know when you're going to need fire. These are great for normal rides or especially when you're going on a bike packing trip. This is my tire lever, which I recently just added a bunch of electrical tape to. And I added that electrical tape because I had a spoke break on me and I had to bend that spoke around another spoke. If I had the tape, I would have been able to tape the spoke to the other spoke. So it's always good to have tape with you when you're riding a bike, especially when you're going bike packing. So this is a seat pack that lives inside of my frame pack. And this hasn't been unpacked in a year, so let's go through it. First things first, I've got a mini bottle of SCC Tech lube. This is my favorite lube. Works both for dry, wet conditions. I love this stuff. I've got 2 CO2 cartridges. It's nice to have yourself. It's also good to have when you're riding trails. You never know when someone else might need it. And then this is the attachment that the CO2 goes onto, and that goes onto your tire. So I always have CO2 with me. Next up in here is the other tire lever from that set with no tape on it. I've got this Park Pro bike tool. This is, look at that. This is a Schrader or Presta to Schrader adapter. So if you're ever at a gas station and it only has Schrader to pump up like car tires, you screw this onto your Presta valve and then it becomes Schrader and you can fill up your tires at a gas station. That has happened to me once, and ever since then I've always had one of these. And then in this tube is bacon strips. I really think I can condense my kit so that this bacon strip holder is much thinner. And also I can get rid of this CO2 cartridge because as you poke your hole through with the bacon strips, you can fill up air. So this is kind of chubby, and I hope I can replace this soon. That would probably be the next best thing to do. I have a chain tool. This chain tool has 2 sets of 11-speed quick links. Never know when you're going to need those or when someone you're riding with is going to need those. Those are magnetized in here, and that stays closed. This also acts as a tire lever should you need one. And then most important is I have a tube. I really should make sure this tube is compatible with my new tires. It looks like it's long enough as I peek in there, but I tape my tube so it's nice and small. And this emergency tube, always good to have even if you're riding tubeless and you have the bacon strip kit. Can never be too prepared in having a tube especially when you're like me and you're riding a bike with mountain bike tires on a gravel bike, and I have deep wheels, deep rims. And so I really need I'm in a very slim margin of what tubes will work, and I don't want to be borrowing tubes from a random person because they most likely won't work. I guess the last thing in my bag is a bib. A bib is a small piece of kit that is meant to be kind of worn tightly around the body, and this essentially acts as a windbreaker, something to keep in warmth in your core. I think tomorrow, if I leave early enough, I will need something more than just this bib. Also, in my everyday carry kit, I carry 2 spare valve cores. Actually, this is not the core, this is the whole valve. Each one has their own core. And I also carry 2 more valve cores. If I do have a failure of the tubeless valves currently on my bike, these will typically fix that. If not, then I have these 2 extra complete valve holders. Also in here, I have a flat kit from Park Tool. Again, never know when you're going to need some flat repair stuff. Maybe not for you and because you're not using tubes, but maybe for other people. I believe this is another Schrader to Presta adapter. Some zip ties. Never know when those can come in handy. And as always, I always have a spare derailleur hanger for my bike. I have this on bike packing trips. I have this on my bike on normal ride days. I've seen people's days on the bike end because they've bent their derailleur. Especially when you're riding your bike in the middle of nowhere and you're going bike packing, you need to bring a spare derailleur hanger. That when you buy a bike, this should be one of the first spare parts that you buy. Because this part is designed to fail so that it doesn't hurt your derailleur or your bike if you have a strong strike on a rock, on pavement, different things of that nature. So that's a pretty good look at most of the items that go into my bike every day. Some would say this is a little excessive. I would say that this is being prepared for myself and for other cyclists that are on the road. But that's just the way I like to roll. I think bikes are meant to carry stuff and carry things beyond just us humans. And they're a vehicle to actually go out and do things, even if you're going out and just trying to get in 100 miles, 50 miles, 20 miles. It never hurts to be too prepared. So yeah, now that I got the rack on the bike, I've gone through my everyday carry stuff. I don't see any holes in what I normally need to carry, just ways to optimize the size of this kit. So I'm super stoked, and let's go riding some bikes.